the battery was put in this morning at just before 7 o'clock. And it stopped.
The operator error.
Well, I hope some comes my way.
Your Honor, the redacted portion of what we talked about was done by the state, and it's approved by us. I'd like to move that in.
All right, that's fine. What's your exhibit 4? Or how would you do it?
It's number 4.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a disc.
All right.
By the way, Debbie has Supreme Justice. Was the one she...
That's right.
But she said it was on her desk, but I didn't see it.
I didn't notice. Supreme Justice. Yeah, I can never remember the title. I can't remember the story a week after I read them. All right, please be seated. I know you had a different lunch today. How was it? We did that one yesterday. Okay.
Mr. Harville, what I showed you before we broke for lunch break, I was showing you one side of 4-6, and you were identifying the camera up there, what it was showing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're going to go to 9. Line 1637, Your Honor. And this is clip 20 off disc 48. Now, down the hall, there's someone appearing walking towards us. Do you agree to that?
Yes.
Okay. In the previous angle, that person disappeared at the end. You recall that?
The other camera, yes.
Yes, and that was on the same floor. So in this shot, do you see he turns around and walks back? Have you identified that person?
Yes, I believe that it was, I believe that was Jordan Matthews.
Jordan Matthews? And what is he doing and where is he at?
It appears he's in front of Mr. McKenzie's room.
So Jordan Matthews, that's the same room that Mr. Batey came up from a different route, then Mr. McKenzie and Mr. Banks came up for a different route and went into that room. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And now Jordan Matthews goes in that room, correct?
That's correct.
Put a nice way in. And that's Mr. Matthews leaving Mr. McKenzie's room, correct?
Yes.
And then who is that? Have you identified that person?
Can't see him walking.
He appears to be looking at Mr. McKenzie's room. Is that right down that way?
That's correct.
Now, is that someone else who goes into Mr. McKenzie's room?
Either Mr. McKenzie's room or the room next to it. I can't tell for certain.
Have you identified that person?
No. That is McKenzie, isn't it?
Pardon me?
Can you go back a little bit? It looks like Mr. McKenzie.
That's Mr. McKenzie,
Yes.
correct? And he's changed clothes now, right?
Yes.
And that's at, can you read that timestamp there?
It looks like 6/22/19.
Mr. Craig was just relying on this number 48, Judge. I don't think that was part of the state's original clip, so we would actually move into an exhibit D.
It should be 3D.
Colonel, I believe that the last testimony from Detective Harville was that the clip was at 6/22/15 or 19, and I believe it was 9/22/19.
I couldn't tell, but,
It looked like six.
and it may have been, I just couldn't tell from my vantage point.
You want us to
So-
replay it?
Yes. If you need to step down, close on that. p.m. That looks like a 9.
It's a 9, Your Honor.
All right, so correction 922, what, 15?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Says 816. That's Jordan. Who is that right there?
That is Jordan Matthews.
Jordan Matthews, correct. Now he's going to walk and disappear, right?
Yes, and when he was walking away from the camera and the camera stopped recording, yes.
Okay. Show that one more time. Now, there's no red marks on the bottom bar showing his movement, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then he's just gone. Then at 9, and then if this male comes out of his room, and you saw that girl disappear too, right?
She's not disappearing. What it is the video camera is not picking up the activity and it's cutting itself off.
Your Honor, I have an objection to the relevance. I believe we've already shown this exact same footage. It's been shown once. We've now watched it for a
Okay,
second.
I'm having trouble hearing what you're saying.
I said I'm objecting to the relevance as this video's surveillance portion has been shown at least 2 times, if not 3 times to the jury at this point, and I'm unsure of how it's relevant.
Okay. Is there some explanation?
Yes, Your Honor, because this is floor 6 where people were going in and out of Mr. McKenzie and Mr. Banks' room, including Mr. Batey, when they came up from different directions. The tape is spliced. People are disappearing and appearing, and we don't really know. We have 3 suspects on this floor, and we're trying to track their routes. And I'm showing through Detective Marvel that what we got, we can't track of where they went.
Okay, well, I think that's been demonstrated, has it not?
So we just saved about half hour.
Very good. Although I'm still waiting on this 15 minutes.
Just 49.
In your honor, the record, that fact statement was played from previously introduced Exhibit 3C disc 50, just for the record.
Okay.
This is I'm showing you a disc that I believe you previously identified yesterday, a video. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, sir.
This video starts at 3:10, and this is what we received. You indicated that you downloaded and pulled these. Do you know why it started at 3:10 and not an earlier time?
That's when the video on the left hand corner says 3:10, I believe 36. That's when the recording started. Whoever downloaded that, and I guess it was me, started at 3:10 and ended at 11 in the morning time. So that's the time frame for that particular clip.
If we wanted to see something earlier on this floor, there's no way we could see that because you didn't download anything earlier. All the other videos that we've had started at about 2:30, 2:28, 2:27, but this one started at 3:10, correct?
Yes, this one started at 3:10.
And this is third floor East Hall, is that correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
And who lives that you investigated or talked to regarding this matter? Who lives on East Hall?
East Hall, the third floor of East Hall was Michael Retta, Chris Boyd, Dylan Vandenwall, and Austin Carter Samuels.
Did you happen to see Mr. Dylan Vanderwall and Miss Andrew Gentry, who's been identified at the Tin Roof buying drinks in this video about 2:30?
I do not recall that now.
But nothing was downloaded until 3:10, correct?
For this particular video take, yes, nothing was downloaded until 3:10.
You've been up in the dorm, the football dorms, like Gillette, other than doing this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And the normal dress for football players is kind of like boxer shorts with no t-shirt walking around like that. Would you agree with that?
I wouldn't agree with that. That particular dorm was, I believe, was all males, and for the typical students, they just walk around what they feel comfortable with.
Which one is Dylan Vanderwall?
Mr. Vanderwall is the taller white male leaning up to on everybody's right-hand side of the screen with black shirt and I believe gray shorts.
The one talking right now?
Yes, sir.
Kind of moving his hand, his left hand?
Yes, sir.
And he almost falls right there, right?
I don't know if he almost falls, but he does step backwards, and he looks like he's joking around and cutting up.
Okay, we're done with that. 4/19/18. Or around. Pause that. Did it appear that that's Mr. Vandenburg in the red shorts, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And what room did he come out of?
He came out of Mr. Dylan Vanderwall's room.
All right. And it looks like Mr. Vandenberg's giving, strike that, the person that he's facing, Mr. Vandenberg, is that Mr. Chris Boyd?
It is.
Okay. And it appears that Mr. Vandenberg's giving Chris Boyd his phone, does it not?
Looks like he's giving him something. I don't know what he's giving him, but it does look like he's giving him something small and square-like.
And that's at 4/18/30 about that he gave him something.
Correct, sir.
Tell me what that is.
27.
Pardon me? Yeah, we're done with that. Yes, go to this 40.
Your Honor, please, I believe that was a clip that was previously introduced maybe as State's Exhibit 3B, clip 28 or 29.
Well, it was 2A,
I'm sorry.
clip 28.
All right.
Numbers confusing.
I'm sorry, Judge, but the one at 4/19 was clip 29.
You are
All right.
27B. That's 27B.
This is 20. No, can you please go to this 40? This is the alleged victim in the video at 4:52:40, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Prior to this clip here, do you know if the video skips roughly 30 minutes? So prior to her coming around the corner, do you know if we can't track any earlier movement for 30 minutes?
I'll have to see the time. I'll
Okay,
see it on the
perfect.
video. I'm sorry.
So let's go back to 4:19, please. So I'm going to... So 4:19, if you follow the time, 4:19:59, just please follow that.
Okay.
Gave the wrong time, 4:30. Sorry about that, Mr. Perfect. So there's no movement, but it's still recording, correct?
Yes.
Did you see it skip to 4:43?
It did skip.
Okay, so we're missing approximately, how many minutes?
I believe it was 10 minutes.
Maybe 13 minutes? So we don't know in that time period if there was any movement because it skipped, correct?
Well, according the sensor, since the sensor did not pick up any movement, and the video camera did not record, it tells me that there was no activity in that time frame.
There's no activity now, though, and the clock's still moving without skipping, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Go to 4:57:25, please. Now, if you can pause that right there. That's the alleged victim coming out of the bathroom and with a blue or green towel around her waist, correct?
That's correct.
And she stops at room 214?
Yes.
And that's Mr. Jake Bernstein, who's been identified in the video, correct?
That's correct.
Now, there's on that door, you see that white piece, that white square up there?
Yes.
What is that, do you know?
That was, I believe, a paper sign that somebody put up on the door.
Did you ever establish in your investigation if the alleged victim knew Mr. Bernstein?
Objection, Your Honor.
What was the question again?
Whether the alleged victim knew Mr. Bernstein?
Well,
And I object, Your Honor, that would call for hearsay.
well, if he has personal knowledge that that she knew him.
Do you have any knowledge of that?
Your Honor, the state's objection is that that would be based on hearsay.
Well, it would be based on hearsay, yes.
In that photograph that you saw the alleged victim, she didn't have a phone in her hand. Did you see a phone in her hand?
No, I did not.
Do you know during your investigation how many different times the alleged victim went to the bathroom?
I believe 3.
Maybe 5?
It might have been. I know there was several. There was several times she came around the corner and went to the bathroom. It might have been 5. Yes.
And that piece of paper on Mr. Bernstein's door, it shows her reading it as well. Have you seen that clip?
I do believe I've seen the clip of her, I think, picking it up and looking at it.
Have you noticed the skip on the same day at this relatively the same time at 5:18? It skips about 2 hours to 7:07, so we can't track any movement. Have you noticed that?
I know there's a lot of skips on this particular video surveillance. Until I actually see it, I probably won't remember it. I do remember there's a lot of skips on this.
Would you like me to show you 5:18 and skipping for 2 hours?
That's up to you.
Okay. Go to 5:18.
Your Honor, I have an objection, as this was already gone over on direct examination. Captain Harville saw this yesterday. He testified to it. The specific time frame was already covered.
Is that 5:18 to 7:07 time frame?
Yes, it's actually 5:18:19 to 7:07:03.
Okay, well.
And we noted it yesterday.
It's in the record, it's in the record.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Go to 803:55, please. In the top at 803, that appears to be the alleged victim with no green towel at Mr. Bernstein's door. Is that correct?
That's correct.
It appears she's just standing there, correct?
It appears she's standing in front of the door, yes.
Does it appear that she has something in her hand now?
Can I look at it and just look closely?
Yeah. If it do work.
Can you play it a little bit?
Can you do it? Can you play it a little bit?
Yeah, she has something to write.
Okay. Do you know that? Did you identify that as a phone or not?
I did not.
Okay. Just pause it there, please. Did you identify who that person was?
No, I did not.
Did it appear that they were having a conversation or acknowledging one another?
No.
Does she turn around and face him at that point in time?
She does turn around and look when he was walking away.
That you never got any notification from that person that the alleged victim needed help or anything like that, did you?
I didn't get any notification from anybody that person needed help.
At 36.
Showing you that, it appears that the alleged victim's back at Mr. Bernstein's room. Do you see her shoulder there?
I agree, yes, sir.
Okay. And then go to 80812. And then the door seems to open, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. It appears she goes in?
Correct.
Go to 37 now, 82627. Second floor, Jake Bernstein's room. Is that correct, that where she went in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Appears that Mr. Bernstein's coming out of his room, correct?
That's correct.
Pause it here. Back up a little bit. Right there. Does there appear something to be in his left hand? And now you can roll. That looks like a phone?
Yeah, it does look like a phone.
And that's the same room the alleged victim just went in a few minutes ago, correct?
It is correct.
I'll go to 83004. there. Does that appear to be the alleged victim now, no longer wearing the blue or green towel around her waist and fixing her hair?
That's her walking out of the room, yes, sir.
Fixing her hair?
She was doing something with her hair. I don't know about fixing it.
And does she go into the bathroom?
Yes, she does.
I think the state already used that.
Everything that Mr. Price just showed is on Exhibit 2B. Clip number is labeled 33.
This would if you go to 8:30. Pause it right there. That's the alleged victim walking. Pause it there, please. That's the alleged victim walking out of where the Jake Bernstein's room is, 214, correct?
Yeah, that's the alleged victim walking out of the 214, 213, the bathroom area, going to the little door, going to the back on the corridor, on the second floor, yes.
Okay, and that's Mr. Bernstein, who we just saw a minute ago, walking out of his room carrying what it looked like to be a cell phone, correct?
That's correct.
Pause it there. And then it looks like Mr. Bernstein is doing something with the alleged victim's hand, correct?
I think he's putting his hand on her other hand.
And it looks like there's another person behind Mr. Bernstein, is that correct?
It is.
Pause it there. It looks like, if you back up a sec, stop right there. It looks like the alleged victim's smiling along with the other person in the video, is that correct?
Can you play it a little bit?
Can you back it up? And who is the person in the pink top?
I believe, I know she was identified. I believe her name was Madison, I believe.
Miss Madison Jensen?
That name is familiar. I just can't
and
recall.
Right there, it looks like Mr. Bernstein smiling, correct?
It does appear Mr. Bernstein is smiling.
Okay. Now, it looks like she was smiling, the alleged victim was looking at her phone, smiling, walking with Miss Jensen and Miss Bernstein. Is that correct?
I didn't see her smiling. I see her walking with Miss Bernstein, but I can't make out her face.
Back it up. I was right there. Okay. Mr. Bernstein was smiling, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Ms. Madison Jensen smiling, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, if you want to come and take a closer look, I believe those are smiling teeth of the alleged victim.
I don't know, for the record, you can say, you can call them smiling teeth.
Oh, I'm sorry, teeth showing.
Teeth showing.
Teeth showing. I guess teeth can't smile, right? I'm sorry, I apologize.
To answer your question, sir.
Is she showing her teeth?
Yes, she is showing her teeth, yes.
Okay, you can pass. And it looks like she's looking at her phone if you watch this. and then bends down to pick something up?
Yes.
All right, we've done this one too. And that was not shown by the state, they're not so
Judge, that thing, we may have reached that, I think, 53 E.
All right.
This number 42.
Could you put it this way? If you could go to 832, please. Now, that picture you saw yesterday, correct? You identified
Yes.
her as the alleged victim walking out of Mr. Bernstein's room. And that's Mr. Bernstein walking back, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then, pause right there, back it up 1 sec. Right there. Pause. And that's the alleged victim. It looks like patting Miss Jensen on the back or the lower portion of her back. Is that correct?
Yeah, she looks like she patted her on her back with her right hand.
And they're both walking barefoot. Is that correct?
It does appear, yes.
I need to go over to cut 42. Page and a half left. 11:45. That was another guy in his boxers walking around the shirt, correct? Did you just see him?
Yes, I did.
Right there again. If you'd look at Mr. Bernstein's room, it appears that the door's open and people are coming out. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
And it looks like people went back in, correct?
Yes, it seems like they're coming back in and out of the room.
And the door shut again?
Yes, sir.
Number 11:50. you could pay attention to Mr. Bernstein's room right here, Mr. Harbaugh.
Okay.
The door opened again.
Yes, sir, it did.
And that's Madison Jensen that you've identified,
Yes, sir.
holding something in her hand. And pause that right there. Okay. And that's the alleged victim looking at, appears to be a phone, smiling. Is that correct?
She is looking at her phone with her right hand. It does appear that she has a smile on her face.
We're done with that. I don't know if that's in there. I don't think we should use that.
2B34.
That would be 2B34. All right. Can you go to disc 52, please? You could go to 1152. If you could pause it there. Well, pause it, please. That is the Gillette Hall Circle there, correct?
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, and it's daylight now?
Yes, sir.
All right, and that's Miss Blackie's black vehicle, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you previously identified that as a black Mercedes-Benz, is that correct?
I don't think I have today, no, but I do know that it's a black Mercedes-Benz.
Okay. Now pay attention to the left. You see the girl in the pink right there in the black? Did you see that between that pole, right?
The two women walking towards us?
Correct.
Yes.
If you could pause that right there, please. That's you previously identified that as Ms. Jensen and the alleged victim, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And where did they come from?
They came from, it looks like the other side of Gillette.
Okay. A different side than when the video showed Mr. Vandenburg carrying her in, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they're walking barefoot, is that correct?
It does appear so, yes, sir.
Okay. Now they're walking backwards. Appears they're having some type of conversation, correct?
It does appear like they was communicating, yes, sir.
Now that area where it's parked, that's a no parking zone, is that correct?
That area is considered a no parking zone, but in the summer times, a lot of people comes up and park there and get out. So most of the time, that particular was not enforced, especially in the summertime, since 90% of our students went on campus.
And now it appears that the black Mercedes is driving away, correct?
That's correct.
Of course. Run it, please. And then the black Mercedes with the alleged victim drives away, correct?
That's correct.
A couple follow-up questions, Mr. Harville. Based on the skips and the training that you've had and people disappearing, would you agree with me that the camera system has failed?
I disagree with that 100%.
And you do agree that people appeared and disappeared, correct?
No, I don't agree that people appear and disappear. What I agree to on that aspect is the camera, for whatever reason, starts recording and not recording because of different activity on the level of that sensor. But no, I don't agree people disappear and appear.
And you agree that the red marks on the video that you previously identified as movement, there was no movement at times, correct?
There was more. Okay, well, your question was.
Well, you indicated that the red marks indicated there was movement.
Usually, the red marks, if you download the video from the system, red mark will show you major activity or activity on your video. But yes, that's usually what the red marks are for.
And you would agree that when there was a red mark, and sometimes in the videos, there was no movement. Would that be a fair statement?
That's a fair statement.
Okay. And you would also agree that there was movement and there were no red marks. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. And lastly, you would agree that the videos that you downloaded and didn't save the hard drive and gave to Nashville, who were provided to the defense, are missing large portions, and you identified an hour and 15 minutes on one of them and 20 minutes on another and 13 on another. Would that be a fair statement?
I don't think that's a fair statement because I think that's saying that we're missing video. We recover all the video from the NICE system. If the video was not there, we didn't record because the video system did not record it.
So even though the video records when it's not supposed to record, or it doesn't record when it's supposed to record, and we're missing segments that we can't track various individuals that are involved in this, you still think we have all the video?
Yes, let me explain to you why, sir. The video system is set up is based on as I said before. I know I'm retelling this. It's set up on a sensor system, and when whatever sensor is set up it will start recording and also stop recording. Now, there's other ways we can track people as well, as I talked about earlier about the go-kart situation. We can track people moving to the go-kart situation. So to say that we didn't recover all the video or didn't have all the video, I think that is an incorrect statement.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, well,
Captain Harville, on cross-examination, you testified about Mr. Vandenburg coming into the office for an interview and that you met him.
Yes, I believe I walked outside and he followed me into the VUPD.
Where was it that he met you out on campus?
It was right outside the police department.
And could you describe the police department and what it looks like on Vanderbilt campus?
We have 3 buildings on the main campus. The building that the interview took place was our admin building. A lot of our admin staff is located in that building. And it was right outside on 28th Avenue when I met him.
And on that date, were there very many people in the admin building?
There's just regular, not too many people, there's just regular people, whoever had the desk jobs, our records division, our dispatch.
You've described them as admin, the records people. Do they wear uniforms or plain clothes?
No, they're not sworn individuals. They wear plain clothes. Our sworn division is 2 buildings up, and that's where the people that wear the uniforms, the badges, and the equipment.
So the officers that are wearing uniforms, they're in a completely different building that's 2 buildings away. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And also on cross-examination, you were handed a gold card, I guess printout, that referenced charges on June 22nd, 2013 with the victim in this case.
Yes.
And When you were first asked about it, I believe you read off the time of a taxi cab entry that was on June 22nd, 2013 at 23:55:54.
Yes, I do remember saying that.
Okay, and I believe Mr. Perez later asked you when you were watching a video outside of the Villages at Vandy at about 2:03 if that was the same time as the taxi cab.
Yes, I believe I said it was around 20, 30 minutes at the same time, yes.
Okay, but the gold card data information on that sheet, the 23:55, that would be the correct information?
Yes, the gold card, yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, thank you. All right, we're going to take about a 2-minute break and then resume from that. All rise.
We'll be on a 10-minute recess.